Morning, everybody, and welcome to Angel Heart Radio. I'm Annette McCoy, and with me today, Rosemary Butterworth. We're
Hi.
really fortunate, aren't we, Rosemary? Because today we're talking about valuing yourself and the joy of living. It lifts my spirits simply saying those words, Rosemary.
It's a wonderful topic because it makes us stop and think. It's not valuing what we can do, but just valuing ourselves, who we really are. And that changes so much in our lives when we do that. Don't you think?
Absolutely. Yes. And I'm living in gratitude. You and I both live in gratitude. This morning I was, as a lot of our viewers know, I live in a village and I have units everywhere around me. And there's one right next door and it's been vacant for a long time, and they're restoring it or whatever you do before people come in. And it just so happened this morning that there was a lot of noise, and I went in, and darling person is actually pulling up the tiles with this huge machine that makes a bit of noise. Anyway, the long and the short of it was, his boss very kindly said, yep, we can be quiet between 10 and 11. Fortunately, there are other units that need similar work, and so he was going to let the young man go elsewhere and then come back later and continue his vibrating and working on the tiles. Unbelievable. I thought, how lovely. He was gorgeous. And when I explained that I do a internet radio show, he wanted to know about it. And that was really nice. So wherever you are, thank you for joining us. And let us know that you're with us by going on to Angel Heart Radio Facebook page and joining the discussion. Now, what gives you joy? Do you appreciate the joy in life? Rosemary, you were really great this morning when I asked how you were, and you said, oh, yes, I'm good today. You're very good at focusing on what's good rather than telling me a story that might lessen your vibration and also my own.
I just find that if the mind focuses on lovely things, like I was just sitting in the sunshine with my kookaburra cup, which is my totem, and I'm just showing everybody my kookaburra cup at the moment, and having a cup of green tea and feeling the sunlight, because we haven't got a cloud in the sky at the moment. It's just blue all around me. And this beautiful sunshine was coming on my face and I could feel it. If we focus on things like that, then the mind's not going on, oh God, my shoulder's hurting. I've got 2 torn tendons, as I've said before, in my shoulder, which can't be fixed. So they hurt when I lift my arm up. And I've lost 5 inches in height now at my age. I'm shrinking, which is concertina in my spine, and it's difficult for me to walk, so I have a stick up. But if we focus on what we enjoy, what we focus on today builds our life of tomorrow. And that's really important to remember. So I was out there smiling away, drinking my green tea, feeding the birds. I've got so many birds here, and I'm very, very fortunate to live on a property. I've got 84 acres here, which I've said before, and I have gardens and vegetables, and I can go and pick the vegetables, which I did, and make soup, and everything in it sort of thing is from my own garden. It's lovely. So there's so much in our lives that we can focus on that brings us joy, you know? And so I'm sitting out there smiling away, waiting to come on Angel Heart Radio, drinking my green tea and really laughing at the birds. And it was just wonderful. The joy of living, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Because,
find we have it's very windy in Melbourne this morning. It's quiet.
right.
It's a strong wind. However, how wonderful for the washing.
Yes.
Normally we count on the sunshine, but I tell you what, when there's a strong wind, it does really, really well.
Yes. And there's always something to make you smile. You know,
So true.
little things like, oh, yes, knock off time, I'll make myself a cup of tea. And that lovely feeling inside you brings you joy.
Mm-hmm.
And if we just allow it to stay there, instead of letting the mind chatter on with what's wrong in our life. I got my book out, would you believe, while I was waiting to come on. And I turned to the page, you might remember it, where I said, I love lightning.
Sorry, Rosemary. For those who might be watching for the first time, your book, How to Move Forward.
Yes, leave your thoughts behind, I've got on the cover. And this makes it easier to find the joy of living and to value yourself. And I've written here, I love likening the mind to radio stations. For me, it works. I have noticed that when I'm blue or worried, I have thoughts that are heavy and fearful. I might be feeling overwhelmed and think that there is no one to help me. I might be thinking about not having enough time to get a job done. My mind chatters away to me incessantly about what is wrong in my life. And at that point, we've got to remember what we're thinking today is building a life of tomorrow. We'll have more of what's wrong. It is like a talkback radio show that is very dull and boring. The first thing to do is to realise that you're listening to a radio station of your own voice. It is not the situation that is making you worried, but the thoughts about the situation that brings your energy down. One of the first things to notice is that your thoughts change the way you feel. You need to take notice of what you are thinking. What is playing on your radio station right now, everybody? Are you valuing yourself? Are you connecting with the joy of living or not? Yeah.
Very, very good. Because so often people who worry are worrying about something that might not even happen.
It's not only that. I have clients, as you know, and the gift I have is when I'm talking, I only see them, talk to them on the phone, and I can talk to anyone around the world and feel what they're feeling. And if they're worried, I can feel it in a part of their body. And they might be contracting their solar plexus, their tummy, or it might be another part of their body. And it gets into the cells of the body, the worry, the thoughts. And of course, my work is to help them release them and let them go. And I work with angels to do that. Archangel Haniel, oh, she's amazing. I was doing a session yesterday, and she comes in. I invited her to come into the session and I cleared dismay from the person, overwhelm, worry, and stress. And sometimes the worries gets into the heart chakra and the cells around the body around there. And so she clears it out. Oh, she's a character. She shows me a visualization, I'm sure, and it mightn't be real, but this is what she shows me, that she carries a wicker basket over her arm and she collects the negative energy. Sometimes it looks like black thunderclouds. If someone is really stressed and worried, she collects them all and puts them in a wicker basket, one after another. If it's lack, it might look slightly different, and that'll be in the second chakra, worried about money, and she collects it and puts it in a wicker basket. And then she takes it down. This is what I visualize. This is a visualization that's given to me. I don't know if it's accurate or not, but this is the visualization. She marches off with a basket full of stormy clouds and negative energy. And in her domain, her angelic domain, she has this white alabaster shelf. And she takes out the negative energy. She puts it on the alabaster shelf in little piles. Then she sets angelic light to it, and it goes up like incense and is transmuted into a high vibration. And that person usually says to me, "Oh, that feels so good now." It's just helped her relieve that feeling of worry and stress and not knowing what to do, And breath work helps too, doesn't it? Helps you connect. If you take a nice deep breath in, and breathe it out.
Yes. That is a good one. Yes. And another lady who has appeared with me suggested standing under the shower too and being aware.
Thumbs up for that one. That's really good. Yeah, I mean, we shower every day, and it's sort of like, just take a moment to let that water, imagine it going in your body as well as outside your body, and just flushing it away. Let it go and come out. And when you do that, I'm being told right now, when we let it go, that is valuing yourself. Letting go the stress, letting go the negative things. You are valuing yourself. You are helping yourself shine, and that's really important. Yeah. So I love under the shower.
Rosemary. Belinda has joined us, and also Carol. Welcome, ladies.
Lovely. Hi.
Belinda, I was sharing with Rosemary about your experience with the kookaburras, and Rosemary, of course, has a kookaburra cup that she is using because kookaburras are her totem. She has lovely stories to tell about the kookaburras.
Yes. Kookaburras just always seemed to be around me when I was having workshops, and I'd hear them, as Belinda does. She just hears them call. And this one day I was in an old monastery type. It wasn't a monastery anymore, but I was rented it out. And there was this beautiful centre. The building went right round in an arc like that, and in the centre was a garden and had a beautiful statue of Mother Mary. And when we looked out, we were meditating when we woke up. Sitting on top of the statue of Mother Mary was a kookaburra. I've got a photo of it inside. I should show you later on. But it was just, there he is. There's the kookaburra. It was wonderful. And they always seem to appear at particular times and laugh. And I'd say, yeah, that's all right for you to laugh. Oh, dear, they make me laugh. Lovely. How are you, Belinda, today? Are you feeling the joy of living? And Carol?
Well, I hope so. Belinda, like me, had an interesting week last week. Belinda's saying she was in an old nun's convent.
Yes.
My brother bought an old nun. My brother bought an old nun's convent. How interesting is that? Imagine the stories in those walls, the energy.
Oh, wow. Could write a book.
Maybe somebody did.
Yes. Oh.
Now, Rosemary, you have mentioned that you give sessions to people, and I know through personal experience how wonderful your work is. Are you open to new clients?
Always. They'd only have to email me, and then I give them my phone number, and then we just text each other and arrange a time that suits them, suits me, and then it's usually an hour on the phone. And no, I'd love to meet anybody. So my email is rosemarybutterworth.com.au. Just email me, and I'd love to meet you. It would be delightful. And yeah, very, very good. Sometimes a lady was interesting yesterday. She had a list of questions just and when after an hour we finished the session, she said, "Oh, I have one more important question." She said, "I've lost my ring. Where is it?" I said, "I have no idea where your ring is in the house. However, I am being told that you will find it before you move." Oh, dear, oh, dear. So some of the questions are very funny, yes.
Laughter too raises our energy, doesn't it?
Oh, my word.
You know, if we're feeling down, put on a comedy show or read a joke.
Yes. I have a very funny friend who always makes a funny comment. And I hadn't seen her for a long time anyway. So she rang up and she wants to call in and see me. And I said, "Oh, I look different." I said, "I've aged since you saw me last, you know." I said, "Old age isn't fun." And then she said, "No, there's not much future in it. Not much future in old age." Oh, she's so quick. She makes me laugh. Oh, dear, yes. One other time, let me just show you this quick one. She knew of the work I was doing, right? And I talked to angels and whatever. Anyway, she came here this day and she said, she said, "Can you tell me about the hereafter? I'm always thinking about hereafter." I said, "Oh, yes, I'd love to. Come inside and I'll make a cup of tea." So we sat down with a cup of tea, and then she said, "Well, it's like this. When I go into the kitchen, I think, what did I come here after?"
Bless her. Bless you, Rosemary.
Oh, dear.
And while we're blessing, let's bless our audience as well. I trust that you are smiling. And sometimes we do have to work a little harder, Rosemary, don't we, to find something to smile about. However, as you said earlier, it's the smaller things. And Belinda's thanking you, Rosemary, for asking you how she is feeling. "I came home from Sydney with renewed spirit, so upbeat. I took a hard knock with my health after the funeral I went to."
Yes. Loss is a hard one. It affects the heart, I found in my sessions. It's like when the heart chakra is fully energized, it's as though the heart becomes like a shining sun, and it shines, you know, brightly. When there's loss, it sort of goes, I look at it and it goes deflated like a balloon, goes down. And we have to find a way to remove that feeling of loss and allow the person to grieve, of course, for their loss, But perhaps remember the happy times and know that the person who's gone is having a ball, having a really wonderful time. And learning a lot. There's many, many frequencies on the other side, which we call dimensions or whatever. And they go to the particular dimension where they can learn new things, learn about their life perhaps. But I had one man on the other side tell me, wow, I've made it. I'm going to the pink dimension. And I said, oh, right, what's that? I had no idea. And he said, I don't know, but it's good. Oh, dear. They learn so much. One girl had died and she came back about 3 months after she died and talked to me, and she said to me, Rosemary, it wasn't the words I said, because she was a drama queen and she was always getting angry about small things. She said, you told me that getting that anger and the words I said caused my cancer. She died, cancer everywhere. She said, you're wrong. And I said, I was? Yes, she said, I went to a lecture and it was beautiful. It was in a Greek Gothic building, beautiful columns. And I went in and she said the whole lecture was in sound. And I understood every word of it, Rosemary. And I said, oh, that's good. And then she said, it wasn't the words that I said, I learned. It was the sound that they made in my body that gave me cancer. So they learn so much on the other side. And it's lovely when they share it with me, the things that happen to them. Because one man said, oh, I'm working in the blue section. And I said, oh, really? What's that? He said, oh, all the flowers are blue of the angel's garden I'm working in. I said, oh, isn't that beautiful? Beautiful blue flowers he was working with. So they have a wonderful time on the other side, they tell me, learning, experiencing new things. So we grieve for them, we grieve in our heart, but let us realise how wonderful it is for them as they move on.
Right. Now, Rosemary, I was going to ask you about it. It's easier to accept when a person is older. And Belinda has said here, this particular young man was only 19. His parents are broken, but tomorrow their other son is to marry. From sorrow to joy in 2 weeks. My heart is very much with them.
Yes. Belinda, a wonderful thing you can do is to send them love and light. Send them, I'm being told, golden light, which at the end of the meditation, if I do one today, that beautiful golden light, put around them and put it in the house. That will help them, help their heart. It's a very hard lesson for them to go to lose a 19-year-old son and then go to a wedding of another one. And help ease their mind, love, with peace and love and light. Just send it to them and pray to the angels, ask the angels, ask Gabriel to help them. Ask Archangel Gabriel to put a space of light around their mind and around their head, to take the thoughts away, to give them some peace. That will help. Okay, I hope that helps.
Belinda's saying she will find the gold light. Bless them.
Bless you.
Some of us ask for a lot in a particular lifetime, don't we?
Yeah. Mm.
Linda saying, you are so beautiful.
Oh,
Thank you.
so are you, darling girls, so are you. Remember to value yourself. I'm looking at your heart, Belinda. It's huge. You know compassion, you experience it, you give it, and you give caring. You care. You've got a wonderful heart. Value yourself. Really value yourself. She has, honestly, and she's got a beautiful heart.
Belinda's crying her eyes out. She's not the only one.
I was just going to say,
Oh, dear.
yeah.
Oh, the joy of living. They're happy tears.
Belinda, can I just say one thing? I'm really feeling in my heart how glad I am to meet you. Because on this show, I've got to meet you. I feel your energy and your beautiful heart. And that's your gift to me. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Belinda is a very, very special woman who I had the pleasure of meeting physically, Rosemary, when I was in Brisbane just recently. Very, very special. And timely. Isn't it? The universe's time. I am always in awe of just when we step out of the way, the universe just has everything under control. Even when we don't think it is, it is.
It is. Yes. It really, really is.
Erin Gordon has joined us. Thank you, Erin. You ladies are so beautiful. What a joy to witness. Well, I believe that this morning's show is extra special.
We really are connecting to the joy of living this morning, valuing all of us in the chat room and here, valuing ourselves. Okay, and it feels wonderful. Thank you for joining us, Erin.
Now, Rosemary, I can see a lovely painting behind you.
Oh, I wanted to show you this. This is another joy of living. This is a funny one. This one here, I wonder if I can put it all on. Right. I did it, and when I finished it, I'll just have to show the top part. It was just going over there, and the background was right over. And I didn't like it. I kept trying to make hills and dales down here and put other things here. And I got this idea. I knew of an artist who gave lessons in Taree, or just outside Taree. So I rang her up and I said, look, I don't want to come to weekly lessons because I can't drive anymore and John has to drive me and that takes him away from the farm, you know, sort of thing. But will you give me a lesson? I'll pay you. She said, I'll give you a 2-hour lesson for $80. I went, is that all? Yes. So I went over on the Tuesday, and this is what we can do when we love it, you know, value ourselves. So I took this painting over and she taught me so much. She immediately got out her pastels, and this is done in acrylics. And I didn't know you can use pastels over the top of acrylics. And the band there that I had of the background that went across there, she immediately said, no, we'll just put blue acrylics here. And already it was 100% better. Then she taught me so many things. She used to teach art at TAFE. And she taught me the rules of painting that I didn't know. She taught me one was distraction. I think it was, from memory. And she said, distraction is very important. She said, she put a bit of pink up here, a bit of pink pastel. She put pink here. I never thought of putting pink in the water. And she put pink down here amongst the lilies. She said, because that takes your eye all over. The viewer gets to look at the whole painting then, because the pink, or whatever colour you choose to use for distraction, will attract your eye. I learned so much. I had 3 pages of notes when I came home that I had never learned from the beginning. You know, I'd just been a self-taught, virtually, artist. And I did have lessons with a girlfriend who painted, you know. But I learned so much. It was wonderful. And I thought afterwards, that is valuing yourself, you know, to go and learn at my age something new like that, to improve my work. So, of course, then I got John on Friday to take me to Tari, to the art shop, and I bought a beautiful packet of pastels. So I've got another canvas in there I'm working on that I've painted that I don't like the finish of, and I'm changing it with pastels, you know. And she said pastels are wonderful to work with because you put it on and you can just rub it off. It doesn't stay there like that. And you can just, if you don't like that, oh, that doesn't matter, I'll just do it again, you know, rub it off. So the joy of living is wonderful. We can find it in so many aspects of our life, you know. And it was because I valued, I suppose, myself, not my talent, but respected myself, that I got the nerve up to ring her up to ask her for a lesson. And it was the best thing I've ever done. And it was wonderful. So girls, women, you know, value yourself and just enjoy life. Yes.
Absolutely. That's what came to me while you were talking, Rosemary. And Chrissy has joined us, another regular. How are we? We're fine, Chrissy. I wonder how you are. I hope that you're feeling really, really good. Now, Belinda she's really excited about what you just said, Rosemary, because she has used both mediums. I would like Belinda to rephrase that last comment because she said, tut, with not much talent either. Well, come on, you're having a go, Belinda. That's the important thing, isn't it? We do undervalue ourselves.
Yes, it's not about having the talent. It's about experiencing the joy. That's all. The joy of doing it and the joy of learning something new and experiencing. I've never, ever worked with pastels in my life. And now I'm having fun altering another canvas, putting a bit of colour here, a bit of colour there, you know, sort of thing. And having a wonderful time doing it, you know. I look forward to it when I've got a few moments from the garden and I can go and do that. So don't judge your talent. If you like to judge anything, judge your enjoyment of doing it. Don't expect a good result. This painting I did behind me, I had no idea when I got down to this white bit. I just put a bit of white down the middle there. Oh, that looks good. I thought afterwards that can stay there. And you're just having fun and enjoying life, you know. But I recommend Belinda using the pastels to change anything and have more fun, you know. It's really wonderful. Yeah. Enjoy every moment of living.
Yes. I wonder if people in our audience have let hobbies slip. I know I have. I used to recycle candles, you know, once you get down to just the wax, I'd collect it all and make new candles. Well, I've been here for 18 months and I haven't made any candles. So
Mm.
interesting. Maybe it's time for me to get back in, because we do become so involved. It's wonderful to become so involved that we forget about everything else. We are solely in the moment with whatever we're
Yes.
doing.
Well, I've looked up Google. Google's a wonderful friend of mine now to teach me what I can do with the vegetables. And I was making this pumpkin soup. And so I got the pumpkin out of the garden, you know, and we grow our own garlic. Of course, we're garlic producers. And so I've chopped up the garlic and the onion and put the garam masala in with the pumpkin and let that simmer for a while. Anyway, it's quite funny because I had a friend here and she said, "Oh, what about the other vegetables in your garden?" "But I'm making pumpkin soup." Oh. We ended up with all the other vegetables in too. And this pumpkin soup, after we put kale in it, is very green. But then I tasted it and it was so bland because you couldn't taste the garam masala. And I said, "Oh, it needs something." And she said, "Let me taste it." So she said, "It's lacking." And she's a really good cook. She was only here for a couple of days. And I said, "Well, it doesn't need salt." She said, "No, it doesn't need salt." She said, "Have you got any Parmesan cheese?" I said, "What?" "Yes, I do have Parmesan cheese." So she got the Parmesan cheese out and she put probably half a handful, sprinkled it over the top. I'm going to have some for tea tonight. I've got still a pie because we made it in a very big soup saucepan. It's beautiful. I've got some in the freezer and, you know, you learn every day. This is the joy of living, you know.
Yes.
I would never have thought of putting Parmesan cheese in a soup that started off to be pumpkin soup. Oh dear, it's got all sorts of vegetables in it now. Oh, but anyway,
thank goodness. And from your garden, Rosemary.
And my garden, yes. So we grow our own, I grow the vegetables and John grows the garlic, put it that way, because we harvest the garlic and sell that. But, it was really, really lovely. And we learn every day. You know, if we let go, I know that, you know, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing pumpkin soup, so I had to let it all go and have Parmesan cheese in my soup. But, oh, gosh, it was good. It is good because we haven't finished it yet. So it's
well
lovely.
done. May we just return to the paintings just for a moment, because Chrissy says that your paintings are very beautiful.
Oh, thank
Erin
you.
Gordon says, "I find joy in painting too. That's what I will be doing this afternoon."
Oh, yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
Belinda says, "This conversation has brought me great joy."
Oh, Belinda, that's wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And when you're painting this afternoon, was it Gary who said that?
Erin.
When you're painting this afternoon, don't try to make it good, right? Don't worry about the end result. Just enjoy and let your intuition, like I did with this one at the back with that bit of white, it just felt right. I just put a bit of white down there. Just be guided by your intuition and just enjoy it. Enjoy your time and laugh. If you think, "Oh, gee, that's a bit awful," but anyway, no, just enjoy your time. And yeah, if I have some time this afternoon, I might paint and think of you. There you are. We'll do it together. It's lovely.
Gorgeous. And for those who, Belinda's getting her paints out too. So
good girl.
A painting afternoon.
Definitely, definitely. Perhaps we should have a painting afternoon one or painting morning on Zoom one time.
Yes. Well, wouldn't that be fun?
Wouldn't that be fun? Yes.
Belinda's saying, thanks for so much inspiration.
You are so welcome, Belinda. All you lovely women are so welcome.
And of course, if painting's not your thing, what is your thing?
Yes, tell us what is your thing. I wish I remembered how to crochet, because I've got some crocheting that Mum did she made rugs, different coloured rugs. She had bits of wool left over. And we used to have a cat for up to 16 years. We had her, we loved her very much. And she passed away, but she used to like chewing it, and there's some that are broken, the strands. And I just wish I remembered how to crochet. And so perhaps I have to look into that. And somebody can teach me how to crochet. Yes, again. And
Belinda's sending lots and lots of love, and Erin's saying that she will take your advice, and because I tend to be a bit of a perfectionist and tend to focus too much on getting it right. Thank you for the reminder to enjoy the process.
Good girl, that's it. That's how we find the joy of living, is to enjoy the process. Not waiting for the end result, then if it's good or whatever, we'll enjoy it, we say. But just enjoy the process of cooking like I did with the parmesan cheese in my soup. Enjoy the process. And, I find so much joy in the day, and it stops you worrying about the pain in your shoulder or whatever. And you're just focusing on the joy and you don't notice it. It's really interesting, Annette, that when you're focused on the joy and the process and enjoying it, the pain seems to diminish. I'll come in and say, how's your shoulder? And I'll almost say, oh, fine. What shoulder? I haven't thought about it for hours, No, it's wonderful. Yeah, definitely.
Belinda's suggesting that you ask on the local groups, Rosemary, about crocheting.
Okay. I'm having a group here at the home on Saturday afternoon. I'm sure, thank you, Belinda, I'm sure there'll be someone there who crochets. There'll be about 15 of us joining. And, someone, I wouldn't have thought of that. Thank you, I will. Okay, definitely.
Yes, remembering to ask.
Well, that's what I had to do with the art. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Some of us like to be individual and a little too much individual rather than saying, yes, I do need some help.
For sure.
Wow. I wonder how many people have been inspired. What I love about Angel Heart Radio, Rosemary, is that we have this opportunity to spread love, spread inspiration, to spread joy, and then, of course, people can watch at their leisure.
I would like to lead a very short meditation now and take people up and experience joy, okay? The joy of living. Would you like that?
Can I say, Erin's saying that she learned how to crochet on YouTube tutorials during the COVID lockdowns. It's very therapeutic. Good on you,
Thank you, Erin. Thank you. Yes, I've got to get now new crochet hooks. I looked and I couldn't find my crochet hooks, so they've gone, and I'll get some more and crochet hooks and look at that. Yes, thank you. That's lovely.
All right. Well, this will be delightful, Rosemary. Icing on the cake, I reckon.
It's just a short meditation, something that I was guided that if I'm doing a meditation to do. Okay, so I'm feeling very connected to everybody at the moment. So let us feel our feet on the floor. I'm slipping off my slippers so I can feel soles of my feet on the floor. Archangel Gabriel, please clear all the words around our head and create a space that we may expand our consciousness in the light. Archangel Michael, as we go up, we ask for your protection, and we say adamantly, as we shift in consciousness, we only open up to energies of love. Nothing else is welcome in our bodies, in our consciousness. So just breathing out, releasing all the thoughts and emotions. Breathing in and breathing out. Becoming aware of the whole body as we breathe. Allowing our awareness to expand. Allowing our awareness to expand outside the place where we're sitting. Our consciousness to expand and begin to rise. Begin to get higher and higher, like it's drifting freely of all thoughts, limitations. Just rising up past the clouds now, going higher and higher. Oh, so free now. Just drifting, being drawn up, being attracted by a star, a beautiful star, Sirius B. Oh, you can feel the love now, the joy from this star. This is where the dolphins and the whales came from. This star. You're being drawn up higher and higher until you arrive at Sirius B and you see the whales and the dolphins frolicking, having the best time. And they say to you, come join us. They're inviting you in. And you go and be with them and experience the joy of diving in the water as you hang on. Oh, it's wonderful. You laugh. You feel the joy of living, of being so free. Of being with the joy of the dolphins and the whales. Of being part of that. It's filling your consciousness. This freedom, this joy. of just being, just playing. And now they're guiding you by saying, take this joy back with you in your consciousness. This freedom just to be, just to play, and just to enjoy living and loving and loving. Take it back with you. And so you begin to descend back, coming down, coming back down, full of joy though, full of the joy of living. A wonderful gift the dolphins and whales have given you. This joy of being you. You come back down. You see your physical body and you bring that consciousness of joy into your physical body. Let it go into every cell. Filling every cell of your physical body with joy. Valuing yourself, who you are. Now, keeping your eyes closed, we will send this joy into the earth. This is our gift to Mother Earth today. So, we send this joy still flowing into us, down our legs, out our feet. So much joy to share with Mother Earth. And it's going deep down into the earth. The joy of living, loving, laughing into the earth. And the earth sends it to people and places. She shares it right around her globe. This wonderful joy of living. And she sends back her gratitude in the form of golden light. And Mother Earth's love in the form of golden light comes up into your feet, up your legs, into your torso, filling every cell of your body with strength, with the knowledge that you are loved, so loved. And this beautiful golden light comes up your spine and cascades out the top of your head, high in the air, through the soul star chakra, like a fountain of light, flowing around you, forming a shield of golden light, sphere of golden light, protecting you. And this golden light is so beautiful, you send it as well to your friends and family to ease their pain and sorrow, to help them value themselves and find the joy of living. to protect them from negative thoughts as it protects you from negativity. Beautiful golden light. We can fill our houses, each room with it. It's a very high energy. It's love. It has incredible strength and gives us protection. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's done. It's done. It's done. Now coming back into room consciousness, feeling your feet on the floor. Feeling the joy of being alive. Thanking God, the universe.
Oh, Rosemary. I feel as though I'm effervescent with little bubbles of joy.
That's what Sai Baba gave me to give to people today.
Well, that was lovely. Julie Kiss has joined us. Hello, Julie. And she said, so beautiful. So obviously her timing was spot on.
Oh, wonderful, Julie. That's so good. Yes.
Whales and dolphins always bring joy to me. They're such lovely, lovely creatures. Well, Belinda's shaking and crying, and Erin saying, thank you. That was amazing.
You're very welcome, girls. And I love meeting you all today. It's been wonderful. Thank you, Annette, for inviting me to be on the show. It's been wonderful, very heartwarming.
Indeed, and thank you, Rosemary, for giving us your time, as well as your expertise and wisdom. I love it. Erin saying, thank you. That was amazing. And Belinda saying, I felt that incredible good light. And
wonderful.
Carol Kessels is sending love. She's very grateful.
Oh, it's lovely.
So, what a wonderful note to draw this show to a close. Thank you, Rosemary. Thank you to our audience. May I just remind everybody that these shows should never replace your legal, medical, nor professional advice, nor your own sound judgment. Wow. Belinda is invigorated. I feel now we're all in a position to go.
So do I. I'm so grateful. I really am today. It's wonderful.
Fabulous. So thank you, everybody, for joining us and adding your worth to this show. It made it absolutely wonderful. And may we continue to feel the joy of living as we go through today and the coming days.
Yes.
Smiles are infectious. Much love, everyone.
Much love. God bless you.